We're live. Hi. Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Champ Champenstein, and this is Talk Comics to Me. This is Heather. I didn't let her say her name.
I'm Heather.
And
I like when you introduce me, actually.
this is Heather Hadfield.
Thank you.
I don't have anything to start with.
I don't, so let's just jump right into this.
Talk to comics.
We're talking to the comics today about you guys. This is Once and Future. This is issue number 9. I think this is my favorite book that's out right now.
I mean, I would say yes, but then I'm like, well, I have 2 other books in here I would say that about.
Yeah.
But then one of them's also almost over. But yeah, no, this is my favorite ongoing series right now.
That's safe.
As long as it doesn't stop. And
I just like it's, 2 of my favorite creators, and I just love it.
Yeah, it looks really great. It feels really fun. Like I said to you this morning, it's just kind of like Kieran being able to just shove whatever British literature and myths he can into like a story and bring it to life.
It's beautiful. I really like this issue because it shows like what happens after when you're trying to get back to the real world and you just can't.
Yeah. The one thing like Heather and I have talked about several times with this like particular issue is just like the art is really, really great and the colors are really, really great.
They are fantastic.
Like it's just the first page especially is just like so beautiful. I can't.
Oh.
Dan Mora and Tamara Bonvillain.
Tamara Bonvillain. Ooh, I get it now. Okay. It all adds up.
Together they're just
unstoppable.
Yeah, I feel like it's just such a great creative force. Like this book is just so good. So I don't know what else to say. Otherwise, it's just like you can't really delve into this issue necessarily.
Right. It's I guess the basis of it is Merlin is trying to play all the people for fools.
Yeah, and doing a Merlin job of it.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Duncan and Grandma go back to their own separate places, but then shit's happening again like right away. So yeah.
It's just like it's was trying to like let off the brakes a little bit or put on the brakes and be like, all right, let's do this a little slower, and they're like, just kidding,
you can't sleep.
Yeah, good book.
I really enjoy it. Every issue honestly is better than the last.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
I feel like we didn't say enough, but
I know. I feel like we didn't even talk about it. It's good though. Just read it.
Just do what we say.
This is Ludocrats, issue number 3.
This is also a really great book. Another book where
Gillen and Bonvillain work together.
Yeah, where the colors are just so perfect. The art is really great, and the story is just fucking ludicrous.
It is the silliest thing I've ever read.
At one point, I looked at Heather and I was like, I just read nonsense because it is absolute, like, it makes no sense. And they're all words. Mm-hmm. They're all words put together, but it just isn't something that is clear.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm sorry. I love this book. I didn't realize how much I loved it until this issue, and I was dying while I was reading it. What would you say this one is about? Because I don't even know.
Otto
banging.
I was gonna say Otto and Grady having sex,
and Otto's spawn,
evil hell spawn,
is a big Jello monster, so they have to kill it, and they don't want to be boring. That's it, right?
Yeah.
It's nonsense.
It's nonsense,
but it is really fun.
Every issue just like chuckle so hard just because every joke is just like kind of perfectly placed and the art paired with it, just
the facial expressions.
Yeah, the facial expressions.
That's it. That's just the facial expressions.
Every character has like perfect facial expressions.
I like Otto's the most, I think, because they're so animated and I don't know, full of life.
I like when he does his little, like...
Love that face. It's one of my favorites. Or when he, like, is about to cry, and he gets, like...
and the part where he bursts through the wall in this one is just...
While ripping his clothes off. Incredible. A work of art.
This really is a work of art. I don't, it's weird to say that. It's so good. Maybe it's just perfectly placed in the time right now, but it just feels
we're actually just losing our minds. This comic makes no sense, has no plot, and we just, like, read too far into it and are taking something out of it that isn't there because we want it to be that. That's what's going on, I guess.
Just getting fooled into something. And they're like, you know what we'll do? Kieran's like, let's get a group together. We'll make
it a big group.
We'll put pretty pictures, and we'll just make bright colors, and we'll just hypnotize them into something.
Make them buy 6 issues of this. Because you know we will.
So that's all we have to say about Ludocrats. It's perfect. It's really funny. The thing is, just be ready for just a wild, ludicrous time.
It's really naughty.
It's really naughty. There are lots of penises. And this particular issue, you don't see banging, but there's lots of the word fuck and hump in there.
And there's one weenie.
There is one weenie.
One weenie in this one. All right. Talking on weenies here. I've got Faithless, part 2, issue number 2.
This is another horny edition of...
Yeah, this one gets real horny. So Faith has been doing all of her paintings in period blood.
Oh, yeah.
And she's, selling it and shit. And so she goes overseas and meets up with Poppy, who's the girl from the first part of it. They're just kind of wandering around and, like, looking at architecture and stuff, and Faith ends up seeing the character that you see in the first series that you just kind of assume is a witch. You see her, like, once, and then that's it. Mm-hmm. Faith sees her, and then weird shit starts happening. It has to do with dogs, and then she passes out. Poppy goes missing, too.
Like I did in the bathroom.
Yeah. Except in reverse. Faith is fainting in reverse. If it were the other way, it would have been Champ. But this book is incredible, too. I still absolutely love this book. Especially this issue. All the other ones kind of leading up to this one kind of almost feel like filler, even though they are moving the story along. Mm. But this one, I feel like, was what they were building up to, what's going to be happening in the next few.
What issue is this? Sorry.
Number 2, yeah.
Okay, number 2.
And I think they do 4. Well, they did 6 for the first one, but it was only supposed to be 5. So I don't know. But with that comes the very naughty cover.
It's very naughty.
It's so naughty. It's ridiculous.
They accidentally did not put the cover, like the front blocker, on that comic. So yesterday, when I was putting comics out to sort through this, I just looked down and that's what I saw. It was very shocking.
It would be here so you can read the back, but in this case, it was in the back and you could see
everything. Yeah, it was a lot. Mm-hmm. And taking down the sexy.
Jimmy Olsen is so sexy.
Or bringing sexy back. Who knows?
I mean, sexy never left because he's been here the whole time.
I have the last issue of Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. I was really bummed out. This was really great. It really wrapped up everything in, like, a very perfect way. It was really funny. I will probably buy this in hardcover. This was easily one of my favorite books of the year, and probably, like, I mean, it is the best DC book. I'm gonna be straight up here. I think it was the best DC book. I'm very bummed out to see it, like, gone. I really want more. Even if it was just, like, some, like, weekly strip or something. It's just, I don't know. There's something so, like, wholesome and so great about it, and something that's, like, really heartfelt, and I don't know.
Where everything else in DC right now is just, like, really dark and, like, death.
Yeah, and it's not just that. It's just, like, I suppose, like, the world around us is just, like, so bleak as well. There's something, like, kind of nice about having, like, I don't know, something hopeful. Mm-hmm. Like, even as silly and, you know, I wouldn't say stupid, but even as, like, silly as it is, it's just, like, I don't know, hold something close to my heart.
I can't wait to read it. I've only read the issue where Superman wears the wig.
God, it's
one of my favorites.
I just thought back to the issue again with the little Olsens where they had the little like guillotine.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I don't know. There's like, it definitely will stay with me, and it's something I'll probably reread. And I do want to, like, give it to people because it's just like, I don't know, feeling bad. I think it's just sit down with Jimmy Olsen,
right?
Have like a willy-nilly time.
He's everyone's pal.
He is everyone's pal.
It's cute.
Yeah, and the last page was really, really pretty, and I think just a really great wrap-up. I don't know. It was just really well done. Overall, everything was great.
That deserves a round of applause.
Way to go, Jimmy Olsen.
Good job.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, so we both have Gideon Falls, issue number 23. I bet I have to burp.
This follows Fred, right? That's his name? Father Fred?
Father Bishop.
It's just Father Fred.
Father Fred, okay. I was like, I don't remember his name. I just know him as the priest.
He's in some weird, like, Blade Runner world. Future Gideon Falls. And it's infected with the smiling guy. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much all that happens. The world that he is in is pretty much being run by, like, sex robots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about the beginning of the book.
So he's, like, you know, trapped there. He makes a friend. And then the town, begins to get overrun by smiling men.
And then they kind of, I don't know, do they step into something? They, like, somehow transfer into
that's
a
what
different
it looked like. There was, like, a door that opened. I can't... Maybe that's just what I wanted to see. Because it felt like they took a weird, like... Yeah, see here.
Okay.
And then they just end up in...
a different Gideon Falls.
Yeah. What seems to be maybe the real Gideon Falls at a different time. Who knows? The timelines and stuff are very confusing in here. But I did like that issue just because it focused on just the one.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, a lot of them, it's like, hey, here's 4 different stories, and we're going to, like, put them all together, and you have to figure out what is what.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do that this time.
Yeah, it is nice having it just kind of be, like, semi-straightforward in what it was trying to do. I know the book is still really great. It's pretty thick into it now, like 23 issues.
I wonder how it could, like, possibly end.
Yeah, it is interesting because you'd almost think they'd have to destroy Gideon Falls to destroy...
Right, but then, like, which Gideon Falls? Like, would they have to go to the other timelines to destroy it there, too?
I don't know.
See, it's confusing.
And then I don't know if, like, at that point, are they also destroying themselves?
Because they are Gideon Falls.
Yeah.
I see. We need you to answer these questions, please.
I mean, I might have also just been, like, partially putting in dark things into there. I'm like, these are all thoughts I have about dark.
This is just what I think about stories with different timelines. That's why it stresses me out. Like, if me from another dimension comes here, I will be so freaked out. Not because there's me from another dimension, but because if they die, I die too. That's immediately what I just jump to. Like, I can't exist without the other ones.
No, if they're from a different dimension, you can exist without them living.
But has it always been that way? I get way too into thinking about the connections between it.
Well, you're not connected to it because you're in a different dimension. You're two different people. It's just like the same thing. If somebody dies in one timeline, that doesn't mean they die in another timeline.
But it's another me from another dimension.
Yeah, you're not
that stresses me out, though. Because I just think about all these other things that it could mean.
Well, yeah.
So I, like, was looking up, what is it, like, the God thread or some shit like that, the string theory.
This is all shit that's in dark.
Maybe that's why I've been putting it off. I am.
That's why I keep telling you to watch Dark.
I promise.
Okay, this is a conversation for another podcast.
Yes. Okay, so this is comics. This is The Red Mother. This is issue number 6. This is just following... See, man, I almost had it. Daisy. Following Daisy as she makes her trip to London to start working for the man who sent her the puzzles. So she's creating puzzles for him. She's trying to adjust to life, but, you know, of course, when you're being haunted by the woman whose eye you stole, I'm just assuming that's what it was. She just wants her eye back. You know... You can't ever get it to leave you. It's just one way or another. It's going to find you.
There was a really creepy part in the end of this.
Oh, yeah, where all the friends become, like, possessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
And did you notice the thing in the therapist's desk?
Probably not.
Because I felt like there was like, when she opened the desk, like, there was the shot of it that was just like, why is this such a close-up shot? And there's that, like, thing right there. I mean, it could just be me, like, overlooking.
Yeah, no,
just
I don't know.
focusing too much on stuff, because it's like, but that's the only thing that's, like, kind of weird and, like...
Right. Okay,
it's also got that red eye middle part.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I'm going to have to start, like, paying attention to the background shit to see if there's something drawn in there.
Because that was just, like, one of those things where I was like, is this a visual clue? This seems important.
Right. I don't know. I'll go through all of them and figure it out. But yeah, she's being tracked by this evil woman.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's a scary book.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then I have Family Tree number 7. I actually did forget everybody's names in here, so that's chill. The main character it's following the tree sister's brother in the future, if that makes sense.
After she turns into a tree?
After she turns into a tree. And he's protecting her. So then it just kind of goes into, like, her being a tree, how he can't get his mother to just, like, leave the tree because it's, like, her daughter. And then it's her, like, also coming and trying to talk to her mom. I don't know. It's interesting. There's a lot going on. I'm kind of interested to see, like, how they got to the future they're at, because the future is just like, she's been the only one of these, like, beings that's been allowed to grow ever. So she's just, like, spreading out like a giant, like, jungle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you still enjoying it?
Yeah, I do enjoy it. It's just, like, it's hard to really, like, put into words, because it's, like, fairly, like, slow moving's, like, the best word to use, but there's, like, a lot happening, but that's just because there's a lot of character development, and it's not just, like, this straight up, like, horror book. It's also something else. Like, it has that horror aspect of it, I think, mainly because, you know, she's turning into a tree.
Right.
There's this whole other...
It's like a quiet horror.
Yeah, there's this whole other world of people who, like, are also these tree beings who are never allowed to grow, but, like, I would assume part of them exists somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's, like, with her father, her grandfather has, like, the hand of her dad. So, I don't know.
Okay.
And and they're not, like, necessarily the bad guys.
Right.
There's a whole nother group that's, like, trying to completely destroy them.
And they don't tell you exactly why?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And in this issue, you get a little bit more about that group and what's happening, but not, the reason why necessarily.
So that's going to come. There's going to be an origin story.
Yeah, there has to be.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. That was a little off there for a while.
Okay, I have Avengers number 34. This follows the Moon Man himself, taking out people that he thinks are bad. He's just being manipulated, and he's being a real dick about it.
The Moon Man.
Yeah, the Moon Man himself.
The Moon Man himself, and he's being a real dick about it.
Taking out fucking Spider-Man, like, Mephisto, he just straight up murders. Sick. He's like, I'm gonna take these bars out that you're imprisoned behind, and I'm gonna kill you. And he just does it. He doesn't even care. He's got Black Panther all chained up and having his little Moon Knights, like, beating him and stuff. It's crazy. He's a madman. But he also, has the...
You just hit the nail there.
Yeah, he's on fire, too. You know why? Because he killed Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
And Iron Fist. So he is now called Mr. Moon Man, Fist of Vengeance.
I want to write a letter to you, Mr. Moon
This
Man.
this issue was actually really good.
Yeah.
I'm talking a lot of shit, but it was actually really good. I enjoyed it. It took me a minute to remember, like, what had happened in the last one. And there was some weird stuff between fucking Captain Marvel and Iron Man having a baby together.
What?
He's carrying their baby.
What?
I don't know.
What's happening?
I have no idea. There's a baby pulling snot out of its nose, strapped in a baby Bjorn to Tony Stark's chest.
As they're
In his suit.
They're fighting monsters?
They're fighting the Moon Man's
Moon
groupies. Because they're trying to find all the Avengers. He took out also Thor and...
You should describe more Marvel books this way.
Sound like an old woman who just doesn't, makes up her own names because she can never remember the ones. That's honestly what happened because I can't remember his name.
Moon Knight?
Well, no, I know it was Moon Knight, but they I know, Spectre. Okay, anyway. But yeah, so that was it. That's all that happens in there.
Okay.
This is part 2 of the Age of Khonshu.
Yeah, I keep saying Kanusho.
Okay. And one of those. I think it's going to be like a...
No, we know I'm not good at this.
5-parter. So yeah, I'm excited to see where Moon Man takes us.
It's harder to do, I think, with other Marvel books because they have names like Iron Man. They just do it to themselves.
I'll call him Brass Suit. Well, no.
All right, so Heather read my book, so we both have...
Yeah, I read it, so what? We both read this one. It's year 0.
Year 0.
Issue number 3.
Your Italian's coming out right now.
I...
So what?
So what? I read it. What are you going to do about it? This just follows our 4 different timelines, or not even timelines, just 4 different groups of people, because one of them is a group of women. And then 3 men.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one's a little boy.
Yeah, he's a man. You saw those cowboy boots he was wearing?
Yes, that clearly makes him a man.
He is a dignified man.
But yeah, this is a zombie story.
Yeah, yeah.
It's interesting. I still like it. I mean, it's only 5 issues, which is why I've just kept reading it. 'Cause
It's just a nice little fun one. I like following the different people's stories. I think I like the hitman the most, the assassin.
Yeah, I think I love like the...
Hello?
My brain just went out. I like the women the most. The group of women the most. Where are they from?
Afghanistan.
Yes.
Yeah. I like them a lot, too. I like that the one thing they're like, yeah, we left the guns at home. We're just going to get a bunch of books, and we're going to go set up camp somewhere. Like, I love that.
Yeah. I think that's why I was like, yes, I really enjoy this part. So, yeah. It is, once again, just a zombie story, but it does have, like, a really nice little story that keeps you
it's interesting enough. Yeah.
I think it's just because it is 4 different people, so it's one of those things where you can find something you do enjoy about it.
Right. And each part is so short. It's like a page and a half.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to get through a lot to get to the part that you want to read the most.
I suppose the other part I like a lot about it is just the fact that instead of it just being like humans versus humans, it's more so of like a humans trying to survive themselves versus like joining groups, and then like their overall, like they do have overall goals. Short otherwise each of them has something else short of like, killing zombies,
right,
and coming out the other side.
Yeah, I do like that. I didn't even consider that. I'm not used to, like, zombie stories actually having something in them. I'm just used to it being, 194 issues of just a story that comes to an end on a dad's lap.
Yeah, and like I said, I think as I thought about more of the characters and how they develop, and, even with the group of women, how their ultimate goal is to, get more books and try to find a place. Mm-hmm. It's just like, okay, that's their bigger goal. I guess short of the Doomsday Prepper guy, BJ.
Oh, yeah. I mean, now he has that goal, but, like, when he started it, his goal was to just stay there, so now he has that, like, I'm gonna find this person. I'm gonna leave my safe haven to go get some fucking...
sexy time.
I was gonna say poontang, because I watched Bubble Boy the other night.
I know what you're thinking.
Okay.
I was just gonna stop you from saying it, but you went ahead. It's cool. You do what you need.
I do what I want. All right, so we have...
Wait, I have Empyre.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I did remember. Okay. So I don't have it.
Show them the book.
This is Empyre. I read it. It was actually, I enjoyed it. It did a really good job of filling in the blanks of what was happening, so I didn't have to, like, read anything else.
Like any of the special ones that they have right now?
Yeah, the Avengers and Fantastic Four. So overall, it was just, like, enjoyable. I liked the pacing of it, and the art was really good. It's just basically, like, Hulkling is now the Emperor of the Kree and Skrull who have come together, and their ultimate goal is to take down the Kotati, who have built up a garden on the blue side of the moon. And the Avengers have joined the Kotati, and they're just like, nah, we're gonna take you guys down. And the Fantastic Four, they have just gotten done doing Fantastic Four stuff, I guess.
Morphing out of nowhere.
And they had come upon, like, the Kree Skrull ship to see, and they, like, got on the ship to see what was happening. And so they're kind of teamed up with Hulkling, and mistakes are made, things happen.
Man, if there's ever a mistake being made, you can bet fucking Richards family is going to be a part of it.
Well, they didn't fuck up, it was our boy Tony Stark. He's just too, like, hard-headed to just, like, listen to anybody else.
I'm sorry, I love him. He's such a dick.
I just hate him so much. He's not even a real person. Just, like, the idea of him just makes me so absolutely mad.
Which is, I think, funny, because if I, had talked to that person one time in my entire life, I would hate him, and I would always remember how much I hated him, and I would tell the story for years about how I met this man and I hated him so much. But I love Tony Stark as a character, and for no reason. He's not great. He's not, like, a good person.
No,
I just really like the shitty things that he says, and I don't know why.
I can't even remember the first, like, book I read with him in it. I just remember coming out of it and just being like, fuck that dude. I hate that character. Never want to read shit with him in it again.
Mine is, like, the opposite. I'm always like, ooh, Tony, you dick. I can't wait to see what you do next.
It's like, throw this shit in the garbage. Fuck this dude. Fuck him.
I put him in frames and hang him up. That's how much I love Tony Stark.
God. All right, we can talk about other things now.
Okay. Sorry, we're on one today. We have this cute little one-shot, this giant-sized X-Men Magnet Boy. Follows him. I actually really like this one. I just made fun of his name, even though Magneto is one of my favorites, and I had a huge crush on him when I was little. He seemed like he would be a good dad.
You've just, like... I had a crush on him because he seemed like he would be a good dad. Like,
yeah, like
to you or to children.
Why not both?
We gotta process that another time.
My therapist can't even do that.
So yeah, this just follows Magneto. Him and Emma have a nice fancy dinner, and she tells him she wants an island. So Magneto's like, all right, I'll get you an island.
So he gets wet with my boy Namor. They make a deal.
and Emma gets her island.
Yeah.
It's,
I thought it was super cute.
It was really cute. I think it's like the most concise way we have ever put together a comic.
Apparently all it takes is me just making up names, and then I can tell you everything you want to know.
I think it was more of the moment I needed to get out of the dad thing.
You're out of that? I'm still in that. What I meant actually was like, he can put a baby in me, and I know that he would probably take care of it. Okay, so our last one here is the Free Comic Book Day book. Please talk for me for a minute.
The Free Comic Book Day X-Men comic book.
Okay, thank you. I was like, why is this not sounding right?
I don't know if that even sounded better. So this is just kind of leading you into X of Swords.
Yeah.
And giving you just a glimpse of the things that may happen via... Is this Emma? Emma reading tarot cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it was really, really like... It was really short, but it was really, really solid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
especially for, like, how fucking short it is.
Yeah, it's just really pretty. It gets down to, like, the gritty and the
See,
point.
no. Okay, this is the witch or whatever from Excalibur.
Oh, okay.
The one...
Oh, okay.
Like, the goddess or whatever of some... I can never remember her name. But, yeah, she is a witch? A goddess? Type deal from the other world. She, was in Excalibur. It's a whole thing there. So that's why I thought that it was... I had forgotten that this was like an actual X-Men book. I thought it was like an Excalibur one because I was like, oh, okay, this is the same character from there. But no, and then it turned into like a Tony Stark book. It did. I got confused halfway through because I had just read Avengers.
Oh, I didn't go past the X-Men stuff.
Oh.
See, I just stopped at...
Is this a whole separate thing?
I just stopped there.
Then what is this?
I just assumed that was... Like I said, I didn't read that.
Damn, Tony Stark fucking dies. He loses his leg. Like, it's insane. Oh.
Is that it?
Wow. I made it through that whole book thinking that it was an X-Men book, and I was like, what does this have to do with the X-Men? So I was like, maybe I'm missing something. But no, this is apparently, they put this at the very end of the comic.
I am fucking dying right now. Oh my god.
Can you understand now why I was so confused when I was reading it?
No, I can, but that's why I was just like, I stopped because it had like the last X page, so I was like, oh, it's done.
And I was like, there's so much more in here though.
Yeah,
so I just kept reading it and I was like, why the fuck is Pepper Potts in here?
Yeah,
like,
no, my brain just shut off. I was like, done, bye.
Yeah, so basically what happens in the second half of this X-Men book is there is a Tony Stark little preview for the series called Dark Ages? Is that what it said?
I think, yeah, Dark Ages.
Dark Ages, where Tony's flying around, they're having earthquakes and shit, and Pepper calls him and is like, you need to come home right now, like, shit's going down, like, wild stuff is happening. His suit powers down randomly, all the lights go off in the town, and he fucking crashes into an airplane.
Then loses his leg.
Yeah, loses his leg, flies into the building, and he says, it's all gone. Dark. Forever. And I think those are the last words that Tony Stark has ever said. Or do you think he's gonna get a leg like Thor's arm? What if his leg is just Thor's arm? Thor doesn't need it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't. What if they just get one of Thor's arms and give Thor another arm? One of those little silver arms.
Give Thor, like, 2 more arms.
Okay.
Give him as many arms as he needs.
I think we're done now.
Yeah, that was it. That was all the books.
Do you have any other, like, mishmash of heroes you'd like to put together real fast? More legs, less arms? More arms, less legs?
God damn it, I had one and you made me lose it.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
Bucky Barnes, but with Black Widow's, like, legs. Can you imagine, like, how funny that would look? With his big, bulky, like, silver arm? Gold? I don't know. His arm with, like, teeny tiny little legs.
Isn't it vibranium?
You got it.
All right, everybody.
That was it.
Thank you.
We're losing our minds.
We'll see you later.
The world is ending.
Bye. Take care of yourselves.